Hey there, so today we are going to do something new, or at least for me, and that is I'm going to review a mod which is the F-22 mod from Grinelli Designs. This is one of the, let's say, older and more refined mods, and we will take a look at what it can and can't do, and yeah, a general overview about the cockpit and their capabilities. Yeah, I do have a mission already, I think. Yeah. Okay, so we have two F-22s. Me and my buddy. Loadout. The two other stations can hold infrared missiles. And then you have 6 inner stations which can hold radar missiles, but also a bomb. Weird thing is I've never managed to actually drop a bomb. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, probably. But the JDAM and the anti-radiation missile, they unfortunately do not work. And because it's an F-15C avionics, you don't get any indication to when and where to launch or drop anyway, so it's rather pointless in my opinion. The creator of this mod, I think it's abandoned now, I guess. This is version 2.0.1. Well, in Github it's version 2. If you look at the included README file, this is actually version 3. So yeah, a little bit confusing. And they are using the F-15C avionics, which also means, of course, you have to have the F-15C or Flaming Glyphs 3. And it also means it's only air-to-air. So what they would have to do is add, I don't know, the A10A avionics on top of that, so that they can switch between the F-15C and A10A avionics. Just like in the awesome mod S300 SAM. If you install, especially if you install the CWS add-on, you can switch. Yeah, you have a real multi-role fighter. So, okay, back to the topic. So, what do we have? We have those infrared missiles. We have the A and B are, if I'm not mistaken, the default DCS missiles, which is great because every now and then they do get updated, so they won't stay old like the mod itself. Then you have the 20C7, C8, which is all just better range, I guess. Then the D3, better range and acquisition, and I don't know if it's better maneuvering, but this is more or less the default missile, I would say. Then you have the AIM 2060A, which is a really powerful missile. And next, you also get the new MAKO missile. This is a super hypersonic missile, and yeah, it's just too powerful. I don't know what else to say. The F-22 has an AESA radar, and they have implemented it in this way that you have a radar screen on the F-15C with a range of 160 nautical miles, and in the F-15C you can see every target up to that range. So even a fighter plane you can pick up at 160 nautical miles. This is fucking insane, but okay. But it makes it really powerful. It doesn't, of course, because F-15C doesn't have hmacs, which means a helmet-mounted queuing system, so you can't fire the AIM-9s off-bore. You have to keep the enemy in your sight. And it doesn't have a moving map and GPS and datalink, which would also be very helpful in terms of SA. But okay, you have to work with what you got. So I don't know, maybe they could have implemented that themselves, maybe, but it would have taken a lot of work, that's for sure. Okay, and another MAKO. So we have now 2 AIM-260s, 2 120D3s and 2 MAKOs. And here we have a earst port. I have no idea yet how this works. Like in the Russian airplanes, you have a special switch to activate IRST, so infrared, instead of radar, but I haven't tried this particular feature yet. And you have some externals. You can either add tanks, which look awesome, or some more missiles. And I have tested it already. It doesn't matter if you have any external stores or not, in terms of radar cross sections and if anyone can pick you up. Yeah, so like for instance, we can have 2 more 260. Oh, haha, they are positioned wrongly. There's an air gap. Nay, nay, nay. What about the D3? Okay, this one works. Yeah. I mean, the other one would work too. It just doesn't look as well. But I don't have I can't add the MAKO, I think. Doesn't look that way. Okay. So what next? I have added 2 Su-27s. Let's make it 4, shall we? Enemy AWACS and then own AWACS. And what I'm also gonna add, because I have to show you that this is fucking insane. In my testing, what I found out, this plane is way too overpowered. Enemy fighter jets can see you on their radar at a distance of about 4.5 nautical miles. That's 4.5. That is crazy, because you can see the enemy plane up to 10 nautical miles, but you can't pick it up with the radar, and thus with radar missiles. It's absolutely fucked up. It's a complete game breaker, the F-22. And the thing is, not even the modern SAM system can pick up the F-22. it can just... when I tried it, I just flew right over the SAM. And then I gun strafed them. Absolutely stupid. Let's pick SC10 and just put it right here. So what do we have here? Truck, crumble, clamshell. Okay, I mean, I guess. What is that? Refueler tractor, okay. And the C2, command and control that is, and Big Bird SR, okay. So, here we have the SAM site, and let's just put our waypoint 1 right here. Okie dokie. Maybe I should. Can I add every weapon type? Okay, so this deletes number 4. I have at the GPU, the MAKO hypersonic. Can I have the MAKO anti-radiation? Fuck, no. It deletes one of the missiles. Okay, let's fly that way. Anything else? Yeah, it has 120 chaff and flare. Let's start it, I guess. Okay. So we have a flashlight for really dark starts. Now let's see if I can remember all that. So over here nothing is actually clickable. So oxygen, aux-comms, radio volume or ECS. So engage battery. Let's see. Okay, you can see, hopefully you can see it, the radar screen is already like shimmering through. That's a stupid little bug, and it's only bad in virtual reality, I have to say. And you don't see, you see the radar screen but not like shimmering like that in 2D. Okay, so APU, we need to hold it up for a second. APU is starting. Screens are coming online. APU ready. Engine left and right. You have a parking brake. Oh, I need to engage the generators. Let's close the canopy. I don't think there's any way to do this like in the clickety cockpit. You have to push the button. Okay, everything seems to be in order. Let's see if the parking brake works. Well, not perfectly, but okay. So landing and taxi light works. Then we have fuel port. So okay, I'll just drive out of the hangar really quick because we're gonna take a look at the external model. Which is very well done, by the way. Really love it. And yeah, you can see the base open. That's part of the startup sequence. You have to manually close them. Really well done. Looks absolutely amazing. Also with the tinted window. And then you have the internal cockpit. As I said, there isn't really anything moving over here, but you can move this, for instance. That's a map light. And over here. And there is, well, I haven't bound it right now. There's a special, how did they call it? Clipboard left, show height. Yeah, exactly. That's that. This is pretty cool, if you ask me. You can have 2 kneeboards up here. Pretty fucking dope. And you can configure the color of the dashboard lights. On the main screen you have a config button. I don't think, or is this only external? Because this one, the canopy tint, doesn't do anything from inside, but maybe from the outside. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, so that's only for the outside. Visor mirror tint. Yeah, it doesn't. No idea what that should do. Then here's the flat color. What? I'm pretty sure that should work. Or is it really the flat color? Oh, okay. White. Green. Blue. Red. So these are the flat colors, the flat lights. Let's put those back. Now console lights, meaning instrument lighting. Then you can switch the MFDs from day to the night. As you can see, the radar screen is still shimmering through. And you can change the brightness of the MFDs and of the PFDs, which are those two little screens up there on the dashboard. Okay, and then we have the refueling port, which is on the center here. And you can set the brightness of this light. And then you have the navigation lights on the... Whoa. Still need to recenter first. You have the navigation lights on the wings. So it was flashing, now steady and flashing. Then position light, that's the white light. It's hardly visible, but you can see it blinking here. And position light fixed. Okay. And you have the formation lights. These are those green blue stripes. Okay, I think that's it for the general cockpit. Oh yeah, APU is auto off, so if you forget to disable the APU, it will shut down automatically. Then you have a little quirky feature here, family photo. Yep, awesome. And this little guy here. I would say that's Garfield, but I'm not sure. Yeah, so that's for the config. The text in yellow color, those are special menus just for this screen. So like TID, which is not in use, system, which is not in use, and then you have the flight model data, simple flight model data log. I haven't found it too useful yet, but maybe in review. AOA seems a bit fucked. This is a bug that I haven't had before, quite honestly, but okay. So, and default is the radar screen. Right. So over here we have the PFD left. You can switch those, meaning left and right PFDs, with this button over here. And you can see the radio frequencies, which are fixed because it's an Flaming Cliffs plane. This is the AOA indicator. Usually, I don't know what it displays now. This is a Mach indicator, G-forces, and no idea what all that means. Buttons are non-working here. Then over here you have the barometric altitude, which is awesome. I haven't found out what these two are yet, J and B. This is ground altitude, awesome. Barometric altitude. This is your speed. It's what is it? Is it IAS? I think so. No, I would have to I would have to look at my documentation if this is like true airspeed or IAS or whatever. Then you have the internal fuel, the tank fuel, and this is the complete fuel gauge. That's the same like over here. So the blue marks the current fuel level. This is left and right engine RPM and temperature, and this is your current heading and yeah, the artificial horizon. So I actually like those both screens really much because they give you a lot of information directly without any fuss, and yeah, you can work the whole plane with that. So now we have the, let's go back, menu. This is a check page. If you sustain any battle damage, you can see over here what's not working. And as I said, the white text are default screens. You can have them on any of those 4 screens, like ADI, HSI, which of course works the same as in the F-15C, and you can switch nav points. Oh yeah, before we continue with the MFDs, here's the ICP, and you can kinda more or less use it. So this button opens the usual COM menu. This button opens the loadout menu, only on the ground of course. This switches the, oh, not this one, the nav button switches the nav mode, so navigation or ILS or landing mode. SPT just opens the kneeboard, but is also a neat little feature. IFF doesn't work. Altitude actually opens the menu for the autopilot, but that's one thing I don't like about this plane. Autopilot doesn't work. So not even the F-15C autopilot doesn't work. Hard is just a shortcut for the different combat modes, so BVR, vertical scan mode, and so on. Other is the color of the HUD. These two do nothing. This doesn't do anything, and autopilot, as I said, doesn't work. These also don't really do anything. You can click them, but, and we have the HUD brightness. I don't know why there is up and down. That's absolutely fucking stupid, but yeah, that's what it is. Okay, back to the MFDs. So we have had ADI and HSI. Then engine was the starting one. FCS is the flight control system, where you can see all the data. Does it also work on the ground? Yeah. Okay. Then you have the bay. This is this screen down here, where you can also see ground override, and we have to push that button. And wait a second, or 2, or 3, until the bay close. The base close. Yeah. Okay, we are green. These unfortunately don't display how much chaff and flare are left, but only if you push them out. and ECM, of course. ECM can also be seen here. So then you have the fuel level, which is right over here. That's all. Then you have the special screens, like on the left you have the SMS page, the default F-15C, and then you have here you have the radar, and over here you have the RWR. And this doesn't have a special screen, it's whatever you want to display here. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. So all in all, pretty cool layout, pretty cool MFDs and avionics, especially those new ones over here, the top PFD screens. Okie dokie. I think that's it. Let's get this road on the... Oh, whoa, holy sh... Okay. Yeah, the pedals are quite jerky. And I don't know why, but the center part here is really dark. It's quite tough to fly in semi-dark or dark at dark times. So especially when flying low, I usually move my head left and right just to see if I'm not too low or if there's anything obstructing my my direction of flight. Well, I guess we haven't radioed in anything, so we can just go ahead and take off. Okay, so the 27s of course are already in the air and hopefully not too close yet. Okay. Gear lever. Whoa, it's okay. Let's activate radar. And our afterburners. The speed on this thing is absolutely amazing. You can easily cruise up to 1.5 Mach, and if you go, you can go up to, what was it? I think 50 or 60,000 feet. Absolutely amazing. Let's switch to BVR mode. So what do we have here? Unknown. Why is it unknown? This must be the... Okay. That is weird. It doesn't know the Aimline X2 missile. And the 120D for whatever reason. That is weird. AWACS, book it up.
Overlord 1-1, in field 1, request bogey dope. In field 1, Overlord 1-1, bra 298 480 at 7,000 cold.
Okay, that did slow me down, but I'm already at 0.9 Mach again. Okay, switch to high PRF You can see the 27th over there. Yeah. Oh, this is probably the enemy AWACS. Yeah, as I said, the radar on this thing is insane. Let's switch to TWS. So now we have the MAKO here. And as you can see from the range, like no, that's the 120D. Or what? No, wait a second. Is this the anti-radiation? Yeah, I can't drop it, so it's the anti-radiation, yeah. Yeah, that's another limitation from the F-15C. You can't switch to any station you want. So let's just shoot the 260. I mean, the range is nearly 80 miles on this missile. It is over 80 miles, but the enemy is flying really low, as you can see. They are at 6,000 feet. Okay, let's switch master arm on. And it'll be interesting to see. I think I can fly right up to their nose and they can't shoot any missiles at me. That didn't work.
Enfield 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 299, 415 at 17,000 knots.
For 15? Holy shit. Yeah, there they are. 2 engaged bandits.
2 engage bandits.
Okay. So the plane can withstand 10 Gs, I don't.
Enfield 1, Overlord 1-1, 3944 at 27,000 knots.
Yeah, as you have seen, I could just fly right up to them and they weren't even able to target me.
Enfield 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 32247 at 23,000.
Now let's switch to the JDAM and air to ground mode. And here you see is the S300. They should have shot at me like, yes, since taking off from the runway, but nothing. Let's try and release the weapon here. No, doesn't release. Okay, so the bay doors should be open now. And as you can see, one of them is the MAKO missile, which is insanely big. There we are. So I'm still on the JDAM. Yeah, can't release it. So this must be the MAKO missile. Let's see what happens if we shoot it at this range. Yeah. That's one hell of a big missile. And boom. Or not. Okay. Yeah. That's what you get with modded missiles. They just don't work half the time. Although up until now I've usually tested those missiles head on. Then it doesn't have to maneuver that much. But I mean, come on. The AWACS is big enough that the missile should absolutely take it out. So let's try this again with the 260. Two stages. Yep, What the fuck? Absolutely insane. Okay, whatever. Let's try the last weapon, which is the MAKO anti-radiation. Oh, we don't have that. Yeah, right, that's another 120. Let's see what this missile does. Okay, this one hit. So, aim 260, not that effective. I need to do further testing because up until now I would have said the 260 is very good. But then again, I haven't flown the F-22 too much. And the reason is, it's just boring. It's extremely fast, it has extremely high range weapons. The radar is insanely good. Also the maneuvering for BFM and so on is absolutely brutal. I think everyone has already seen crawling sidewinders, F-22 videos, and this thing really can move a lot. And because of course the low radar cross section and nobody can even target you up until 4.5 miles, and SAMs can't even target you like at all. So I guess the only really dangerous stuff are manpads and infrared guided missiles, which, to be fair, is quite real life like. I mean, the only F-22 I think the Iranians shot down was with an IR missile and not with radar because of the low radar cross section. But in DCS in the game, it makes this a very cool and fun but also boring jet to fly, which is a shame because, as I said, the avionics and the screens and the information you get, they are all very well done and cool. So our tanks are empty. And bye. I mean, we are cruising at 100% and we have 1.7 Mach. Absolutely insane. And 0.74 AOA. And while climbing. Unfucking believable. Yeah. I would say definitely try it, because it is free and it is, for better or worse, it is finished, unlike most other mods. Have some fun with it, but I'm pretty sure nobody's going to fly this in missions or campaigns. That's a good question. Maybe there is a user-generated campaign on user files, because I would definitely play that, of course. Yeah, I think we can end the video right here. Yeah, but one minor detail. Maybe I can show you, because the sun is already up. Those two little fuckers. I have no idea what those are. Are those like mirrors or something? But if any amount of light hits them, they get reflected back right into your eyes. And it's fucking crazy how bright they are. What are you? It's not too bad right now, but if you fly like at midday or at 10 o'clock, this can be really distracting and blinding. Those two on the left and two on the right and two on the left side, those little screens, mirrors, whatever. It is reflecting back a little bit, so it might actually be mirrors. I don't know. Okay, I'll see you next time then. Bye.